I'm back again on your screens. I promised you the last time. I think our last episode was on breast cancer, right? That was somewhere in November. We are still in November. Okay, so earlier this November. And I promised you we are going to come back again with another exciting episode. Today, we are going to delve much deeper into why we actually say stay relevant, stay relevant. I'm sure you've been hearing it over and over again. And today is actually the day we are going to hear about how people are staying relevant in their respective industries. Without wasting much time, let me introduce our panelists for the day. Drum rolling. Okay. Today we actually have a guest in the house. In fact, we actually have two guests in the house. But let me begin with the one in house. Then we move to the surprise guest. So we have our very own developer, Gideon Nyametiase.
Hello.
Okay, and then your base never flew, you know. Okay, and we have a surprise guest in the house. Today I decided to go overseas and bring someone. Okay, so let me introduce to you Richard Owusu-Darkon, the CEO. And then the CEO about how before we go, you have to take some bits and pieces about fashion and then add it to your fashion lifestyle, because and then before we leave here, our fashion senses will change. So today we have here with me the CEO of Legend Bespoke. Hello, amazing gentleman here. Okay. So before we start, I want them to take us through what they actually understand when we say stay relevant, stay relevant. I'm sure nowadays every brand is saying you have to stay relevant, you have to stay ahead of competitors. What does it actually mean to them as an individual before we even move to their various industries? So let me start with Gideon.
Right. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really big deal to be on this podcast right now. All right, so let's get into it. I believe the question is what staying relevant means to you. So to me, when I hear staying relevant, the first thing I can think of is being in the know.
Okay.
You know, being abreast with time, right? So to stay relevant means to be in a position where nothing moves without your knowledge, so to speak. Yeah, and I believe, you know, for businesses in general, it's a must for you to stay relevant, right? If you intend to grow, if you intend to grow, you have to stay relevant.
Okay, so the catchphrase is being in the known. Okay, so Richard, tell us, what does it actually mean to stay relevant?
I mean, staying relevant is being up to speed on the trends, what is going on in terms of business and our surroundings, whatever. With what we're doing, the work we're doing, tech, fashion, we have to be up to speed on the going trends. So that we are not outdated.
Okay.
We don't want to be outdated.
Exactly.
Right? We'll lose touch.
Exactly.
So, I mean, being up to speed.
Okay, so the takeaway point is you have to be up to speed. Yes. So be in the known and be up to speed. Thank you so much. So I think I should have done this earlier. Maybe you can briefly introduce yourself. Maybe I did something small, small. But now let's get to know them more. They will know how they are also applying whatever they've said today in their daily lives. So maybe let me start with Richard. Maybe tell us more. Who are you? Who is Richard? Who is the CEO of Bespoke, Legend Bespoke?
You mentioned my name earlier. Richard
know.
Owusu-Darkon. I'm the CEO of Legend Bespoke.
Okay.
So we've been in business since 2009.
Okay.
And we're up to date.
Okay. I like it. But before I come to you, Gideon, you said since 2008. So tell us, how have you been able to stay consistent from 2008 up to date? We are in 2024. In fact, we are almost ending 2024. What makes Legend Bespoke different, or what makes you stay ahead of your competitors?
Okay, I mean, I said upon a correction from 2009.
2009, okay.
Yes, so basically 2009, what we're doing most was we're doing supplies to certain boutiques and stores in neighboring countries.
Okay.
And it got to open and realized that, okay, we need to get a store. and we're doing mostly ready to wear.
Okay.
We did it from 2014 to like 2017. And it got to a point, the clientele base, they were used to ready to wear. They needed
Okay.
something different.
Yeah.
So we started to do our own brand
Okay.
in terms of shoes, in terms
Okay.
of shirts, in terms of suits, and all that. And since then, we've been doing our own brand.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, we realized that, okay, they want to go back to the ready to wear.
Yeah.
We're doing custom made.
Okay.
They want the ready to wear. So now we're mixing it. So we work the trends and what is going on. Because now, because of tech, social media, people want to look different.
Exactly.
And as they want to look different, you cannot just give them ready to wear.
Exactly.
The people that can afford ready to wear, you get it for them.
Yeah.
But the people that can afford the custom made or made to measure, you need to also get it for them.
Exactly.
So that's what we're doing.
I'm sure it has been a roller coaster.
It
Getting
has.
to understand your client is another ball
It
game
has. It's a-
altogether.
In this business, there's a saying that ladies like to dress, but
I know.
I met some guys. They're serious.
Oh God.
No, even at old age, 60 years.
Proper guy, man.
I
I'm
know,
telling you,
right?
man, at 60 years, they can order for a red suit,
Whoa.
yellow suit, and
Very flamboyant.
I'm surprised. Like at 60,
Whoa.
yeah, yellow shoe. I've made an order for a client before. Yellow shoe, red shoe, a blue one, like a sky blue.
So the adage that says everyone years is actually true.
Man, some guys are something else.
Crazy.
You know.
Okay. So let's come back to the people behind the scenes. So when I say the people behind the scenes, the developers that make it possible for everybody to know that this is the new ish in town for the fashion people to also tap into it. So let's come to you, Gideon. Tell us how you've been able to stay relevant over the years, how you applied it, where you started from, and when you found yourself getting adapted to these new technologies and in making you stay relevant as a developer. Tell us.
Right. Thank you for the question,
welcome.
I guess. So I've been in the business since 2018. Right. So I've been a developer since 2018. That's about 6, maybe 7 years. 6 years, yeah.
You know, I
Give
know
or
so you're
take.
fine boy, but so my voice in brass rock.
Oh, really? Because someone
Yeah, mama to voice, no, mama feel your voice.
forgive. So yeah, for about 6 years,
Okay.
things were a little different
Okay.
in 2018, right?
Okay.
So back then we did not have, all these AI. It was mostly Stack Overflow. So if you hit a roadblock, you'd be lucky to have a senior developer on hand who will take you through some of these things, Over the years, the whole idea of software development has changed a little bit, right? And especially in the last 2, maybe 3 years, in the last year or two, we have the rise of AI.
Yeah.
Writing code is way easier now, you know. You can
I think now everyone wants to start coding.
you can tap a few prompts into ChatGPT
Okay.
and it gives you
I know.
something
response.
good, right?
Yeah.
Something you can modify to suit whatever it is that you're
Yeah.
trying to build. When it comes to the industry as we know it, for me personally, there have been some changes to the work I do.
Okay.
Right. When I started out in 2018, it was mostly just front end stuff, building the front end interfaces, the UI. After a while, I went into back end as well. I did a bit of design along
Okay.
the way, and now I am into workflow automation.
Okay.
Right. And that is another thing when it comes to staying relevant.
Yeah.
Right. It's something that how should I put it? Back then, around 2018, 2019, it wasn't really a thing as far as I was concerned. Right. I was in a fintech space and workflow automation didn't really come up quite as much.
Okay.
But these days, there is a big adoption of automated processes, right? You look at institutions like the banks, insurance companies,
Yeah.
etc. People are moving towards,
Yeah.
automating
Yeah.
their workflow processes.
Yeah.
So coming to ECL and starting in this workflow automation position has been quite pivotal to my career, if I can put it that way.
Nice
Yeah.
one.
So it's one of the ways I believe I've been relevant, adopting the new trends and making the most of it.
Pivotal. That's the word. Okay. Let me come back to you, Richard.
Yes.
You know, like I was saying, understanding your consumers is very, very stressful. How has it been for you? Each and every day, the fashion industry is changing.
Yes.
Things are evolving.
Yes.
I'm sure today a customer will come, I want a red suit. The next day, I'm sure they see maybe Jay-Z or someone wearing a purple suit. They come back to you. Have you ever faced challenges? Because each and every day you have to update yourself because the customer is already doing some research somewhere. Maybe before they are following some big celebrity who is always bringing in something new. And when they see it, they want to come to you. Richard, do you have this? Because I just saw this on the net. How has it been for you when it comes to these things? Because it might be a challenge for you. When assuming one customer who always buys from you comes to say, I want a purple suit, doesn't mean you always have to come and stock in purple suits. What if he's the only one who is buying it? How has it been? Because I know there are challenges when it comes to evolving with time and with customers. How has it been for you facing challenges? Tell us.
Okay, I mean, what you're saying is right. In this industry, you have to be able to update yourself in the sense that because the clientele that we have are very, very, very interesting people. As you said, they do show me pictures of. They've shown me pictures of Jay-Z. They've shown me pictures of even women that wear suits.
Okay.
They show me their pictures. I want this color. I want that. But one thing that I do is that I try to go for trade shows.
Okay.
Trade shows, people don't know about that. And sometimes we pay money for these trade shows. And I go for these trade shows that I don't post them so people don't know.
People don't know, yeah.
Some in Italy, some in the States, some in different places. So in these trade shows, in every industry that you are in, there are people that are gatekeepers in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
There are people that they've done it, they've been in the industry for longer than you do.
Yeah.
So you learn from them.
Yeah.
Such that anytime there's something that is going to be released, you see it in the trade shows.
Okay.
You understand? You could be able to see that, okay, this one will go far, this one will not.
Okay.
So that you are updated and you are connected to that particular factory or that particular person.
Okay.
So when a client comes to you and he wants a particular thing, you could be able to provide. It got to a point in this industry, you have to be educated. Tech is playing a big role in this industry now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens is now, even for me to make a shoe for you, I have an app
Okay.
and also like a website that we use to design the shoe. We call it the shoe configuration tool.
Okay.
That I think Nike also does the same.
Okay.
But I've been using this tool since 2017.
Whoa.
You understand?
Okay.
That I used to design the shoes. I could turn the shoe around 360.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry
No,
to cut you in. Is it like a AR augmented reality type thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Since 2017. But I think I was like the second person to use it in Africa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice
But
one.
I was using it for my clients. And it's very interesting if somebody doesn't even want to buy a shoe.
Exactly.
And he sees it, the way he could roll it up
exactly.
and change the fabric of maybe the Satira fabric that you use it for the vamp side, or change the leather color and all that. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they tend to want to see how the shoe is going to come out.
Yeah.
So it's like a 3D rendering,
Yeah.
of like a house. After building
that's
it, you
quite
could see,
interesting.
if you're a good architect, you could get like a 97% of the, the 3D rendering. It's same with the shoe.
Wow.
So we're using that, and there's another platform that I use for the suits and shirts,
Okay.
which I'm able to put the fabric that you choose, the swatch that you choose. I'm able to put it on like a mannequin
Okay.
on the platform that you could see the outcome of it
Even
before
before you make the purchase.
I even make production of it.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to be even educated in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking
You understand? Because now the fashion, the way it's going is about tech.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
You understand? Because for you to even input anything on like in the production factory that will make suits, they put everything on a PC.
Yeah.
They press go and it starts cutting and doing everything by itself. So less hands.
Yeah.
Just that for the custom made ones, you have to use the canvas and all that. That's when you use the hand stitch and all that. But aside that, it's tech. And you have to be educated in it.
I know. Okay, so let me take you back. You know, gone are the days where people were just okay with just that one button suit. But now it's evolving. Now we have the two-breasted suits.
Double-breasted,
Double-breasted
two-button
suit.
and all
Yeah. How did people warm up to that? You know, change is quite difficult. Assuming my dad will come, yeah, I'm used to the one button. What is with this two-breasted suit? Yeah, how did you tend to like influence people that this is what is in vogue now? This is what people want. Embrace it. How did you know, human beings are very stubborn.
Yes. One thing about the 1 button, 2 button, 3 button, 4 button, it's been there before we were born.
Oh, really?
Yes, it just comes back like
Okay.
that. And it goes like that.
Okay.
I feel like fashion in general works that way.
You understand? Now you see guys wearing and ladies wearing like a boot cut jeans
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
and trousers. This thing were there 70s.
Okay.
You
Just
understand?
a little touch of technology.
Yes, it comes back and it goes back like that.
Okay.
You know, it's just tweaking it a little bit.
Yeah.
There's this new trend. Well, it's not new, because I remember in the early 2000s, the 3/4 jeans was a thing, right? The
Big ones.
yeah.
Yes.
It's making a comeback.
Yes.
Exactly.
So there's nothing new under the sun. It's just the fashion guys, you know, trying to work something out
Yeah.
back and forth. So you could get some brands that I don't want to mention, their top brands.
Yeah.
You could pick some of their fashion books that I have from like I bought in Italy, and you could see the trend that something that they introduced in, let's say, in the 70s is back again.
Okay.
You understand? They introduce it, or another brand introduce it.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, it's been there, double-breasted, with 6 buttons, 4 buttons, 2 buttons, 1 button. What do you call it? Yeah, it's been there. This political suits.
I know.
Because some call it safari. Yeah, and all that has been there.
Nice one.
I'd
Okay.
like to add that when it comes to adoption of all these trends, there are some people who are actual influencers, right?
Exactly.
It may be intentional or unintentional. But your dad might see someone in a meeting,
Yeah.
maybe wearing something that,
Yeah.
I think this is cool. You know? And then based on that, they might want
to get it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's about the fit. You see?
Okay.
true.
You may see some of the celebrities with their stylists do a very good work.
Yeah.
They can check your size and see what will fit that they can introduce that it will just go viral. You understand? Such that they can tell that, okay, this design, when we will do it or we'll fit it to you, it's going to work. And maybe a program is coming on like an awards,
yeah.
or something, and they try it on you and it works
And
and
it
just
goes viral, yeah.
And people want to show the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there have been instances that pictures that had gone viral from the States about some awards, MTV awards, whatever, and all that. They bring
sparks
it.
a trend.
Yes, it sparks a trend.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, Gideon, I want you to come in
Okay.
for the sake of those watching us. Tell us the new technology that's evolving. Maybe people don't know that. I only know about ChatGPT. Maybe, yeah. So maybe you just have to tell us the new ones evolving, what it can do for you, how you can also use it in your space.
There are a lot of things coming out, some of which are already out. I believe you mentioned the AR, augmented reality, virtual reality. I think about last year or last 2 years, right? Meta was doing this whole thing
Exactly.
with the metaverse, right? If we all remember.
I know.
I feel like it's something that will come back around,
Exactly.
So
So
there's
just like
that
Richard
too.
said, everything we are seeing now has been there.
Exactly.
It's just a little touch of technology being added, and we are seeing it as something new.
Exactly. All of these things are things that we are using. The AR issue that the AR thing the augmented reality that I was talking about, right? Some of the implementations of that is what Richard described with the shoe thing, right?
shoes,
So you pick
yeah.
up your phone and you have this 3D rendering of it,
Yeah.
right? You can.
It actually keeps your customers engaged. Like
Exactly.
it's very beautiful.
Exactly.
Like I really
Yeah.
like that aspect.
Some other implementations. I was at this art show, art exhibition,
Okay.
right? And the images on the wall had been coded with AR. Right? So
Whoa.
what that means is you can pick up your phone, right? You scan the image and then you get the 3D
The
version.
3D. Oh,
Right.
beautiful.
Some are moving images, you know. They're wonderful things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That make the art experience immersive
Okay.
and, you know, it enriches it.
Okay.
What else? There are more technological advances. We spoke about LLMs. ChatGPT is
Yeah.
a large language model, right? So these LLMs are doing wonderful things. Listen, everyone is using them these days, right? For work, for school. You know, it's come to stay.
Okay. Let me ask this question. What's the most, let me throw it to you, Gideon, before I
Sure,
go to
sure, sure,
Richard.
sure.
What is the most significant change you've ever embraced in the last 5 years? And I would drink kakra.
I would have to say working with an LLM,
Okay.
right? So working with ChatGPT or working with something like Claude,
Okay.
right? Working with these things. Because like I was saying in the beginning, when we started out, right, the best you had was Google, Stack
Yeah.
Overflow,
Yeah.
right? So you could feed off of other people's experiences, right? Okay, so I'm writing code and then I get a blocker.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I'm getting an error at this specific line and I don't quite understand it. I go to Google redirects me to Stack Overflow. And on Stack Overflow, you have developers from all over the world who have worked on what you are currently working on. Right?
Okay.
So these are more experienced people who have come to the same roadblock and found a way around it. Right? So they give their answers on there. You go there.
So they
you know,
review it for you, sort of.
basically they've provided solutions to how they went about solving it. Okay. So you go there and you put in your question and then you see what other people have to say about it,
Yeah.
right? If you're lucky, you have a senior developer on hand, someone you can approach, you know, or do you remember Kwesi? Kwesi was that person for
Yeah,
me when
yeah,
I started out,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kwesi Datsun. So you go to this person and you explain this is the situation and then, you know, based on their experience, they can help you, you know, work around it. But these days, LLMs,
I know.
you know, ChatGPT.
I know it's doing the magic. So, Kwesi, tell us, what has made you stay relevant?
I mean,
What's the most significant thing you can like that has made you stay relevant in the past 5 years?
it's about connecting with factories.
Okay, when you say connect,
Because I realized that social media brought in a lot of challenge.
exactly.
And if you don't connect with factories, it becomes a problem. Because else you have to deal with certain brands
Okay.
that are already connected with
Okay.
factories. You see. So what I did was I connected with factories such that I can have direct with them.
Okay.
So you cut out the middleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in terms of fashion, there are a lot of middlemen in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And you can only get to factories when you have you go to trade shows,
Yeah.
and one will lead you to the other, one will
Yeah.
link you to the other, and all that. That's what I was doing. So through that, I was able to get this updated with fabrics, because there are certain fabrics that you can only get with. You cannot get all the kind of fabrics you need from one place. It's difficult
Yeah.
because there are different fabric mills
Yeah.
cut across countries. There are certain fabrics that you can get easily in
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
There are certain fabrics that you can get in Italy.
Okay.
Certain fabrics in Switzerland
Yeah.
and all different places. You know, so and there are some of these fabric mills that have been there for more than 100 years. You have to find a way to connect with
Yeah,
them.
to connect
And some of them you can only connect with them through an agent who is an agent for Africa,
Okay.
who lives in Dubai. who has a
Long
store,
process.
an office in Dubai. Some of them, you can only connect with them. Is an agent for Africa who is in London. And sometimes for them to know that you are serious, you need to meet with them. If you don't meet with them, they don't see you to be
Be
serious.
serious.
So it's been like that. I have to connect with all those kind of people so that at any point in time, somebody needs something, you can get it.
Yeah.
Because it's about time. These things, the turnaround time is very important.
Yeah, very,
Yes.
very, very. Because I know someone can just reach out to you in the next 24 hours. I want my clothes
They
done.
won't. And sometimes they
Crazy.
don't understand.
Even though you're collecting that money, but yet a
But
lot
so
goes
the money, if
into
you
it.
don't take care, you'll be in trouble. Because you cannot deliver. DHL cannot give you 24 hours delivery.
Okay. What tools or resources have you used to stay informed and innovative? So anyone can answer. What tools or resources have you used to stay informed or innovative in your various industries? So from the technology side, from the fashion side, anyone goes.
I mean, for me, some of the tools that I have used is, as I told you earlier, is the platforms that I use, the shoe configuration tool,
Yeah.
and also the iDesign. I call it the Trinity iDesign platform that I use for the suits,
Okay.
and also human relations.
Okay.
Because I'm that type that my workers and I, even if you call me at 12 a.m., I'm there for you.
Oh, 24/7
I'm young,
fanatical support. I
energetic.
know.
What am I doing?
I know.
You know, so I have that time. Like there are clients that sometimes they are coming from the States, heading to Liberia.
Yeah.
I have time for them. 10 p.m.
Pay way now, pay then.
And clients
This is the
that
brand.
in Ghana, people like to be bosses. They want you to treat them like a boss.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem.
Oh.
I'll come and sit, wait for you. After all, it's money that I'm going to take.
I know, right?
You know, so I'll wait for you, tell you the boss that you want me to tell you. I have time for you. And when I'm done, I take my money and go.
I know.
So, and I like to know more about what their concerns are and try to solve it. Because it's the same client that will come back to you and recommend somebody. So
Exactly.
I don't joke with those things at all.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one. Gideon, tell us.
I mean, for me, I can think of a lot, right? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the nature of my work, right? Sometimes I like to do a bit of design before I get into the actual process of building the software. And there have been many instances where I've worked on product design for the team, right? So Figma is one amazing tool that I use. For those of you who don't for those of you who don't know what Figma is, it's a design tool that allows you to visualize the user interface, right?
Okay.
Before you start developing. So that's one major thing that I use. And when it comes to communication, right? Azure DevOps. So this is for team communication, collaboration. Right. So among the different teams within the organization, we all sort of use Azure DevOps to collaborate and basically just communicate and try to get the job done. Right. Now, outside of that setting, right, I also use social media.
Okay.
So I'm big on Twitter. Actually, I really like
X,
Twitter.
you mean? You're a millennial.
My millennial is showing. All right. So Twitter, not only does it serve as a communication tool, it's also a good way to relieve stress.
Okay.
You know,
Very.
some of the content, listen.
Nice one. So on the back
So,
of your X, let me ask Richard.
Yes.
What social media app do you think is overrated?
Overrated.
For that, I can say, but for me, the one that works for me is Instagram.
Instagram.
The reason being that this social media thing, I was late
So
in
if
it.
I don't get you anywhere, I'll get you on Instagram.
Yeah. I was,
Okay.
because messages that come on Facebook and all that, I don't see the clients to be serious. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Someone's favorite app is
Because I have
Facebook. What have
Facebook.
you
I have
Facebook is for baby boomers.
Hey,
I have
yeah,
been on
sorry.
it and tried to reply messages and all that, and it doesn't go in. It's like people are just playing there. And all
the
sorts
serious folks
of
are on
fraud and
I know.
nude things. They do send nude pictures to me to my DM and all that. And they, even on Instagram they do.
Crazy.
People try to draw your attention by liking your pictures like
know.
something else.
I know.
And some of them are, known people and all that. But I mean, for Instagram, people mean business when they send you a message on
So
Instagram.
it will be
and all that.
Instagram for you any
For
day,
me, it's
anytime.
Instagram.
Okay, Gideon, tell us.
So when you say overrated, I guess I'll have to say Facebook, right? But then again, I need to clarify that I understand that a certain demographic loves Facebook, right? And for them, Facebook is, it's the thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
But yeah, not for me. I don't see the point of Facebook,
Okay.
to be honest.
With what Kwesi just said,
Okay.
like in the States, for instance, this Facebook market works really well.
It's a
Okay.
really big thing.
It's a big thing, especially a friend of mine. That's where he buys his cars.
Okay.
And and over there he could be able to, in his area,
Okay.
he could be able to drive to the person and then bargain with the person.
Using Facebook.
Yes, Facebook markets.
Wow.
But on these auction pages and
Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
there are certain taxes that are applied and all that. But this one, you can just walk to the person, bargain, and pick the car up.
So maybe we can say we here are actually not utilizing Facebook
Yes.
well.
When I started, I said it works well for a certain
some-
demographic.
yeah.
That's what drew my attention to that. You know
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
But for me, over here, I much prefer
Over here, man.
Twitter.
Facebook.
X.
Twitter is my thing. X. Listen.
For me, I think maybe the X, I didn't really catch up with it early.
Exactly. You're like me. I really can't relate.
Yeah.
I can't relate with X.
Even
I don't know
for-
what's going on there.
Yeah, even for Instagram, it was a friend of mine.
I can't relate.
It was a friend of mine that was disturbing me with it. Like, Charlie, you need to open an Instagram account. I said, no, I have clients that, because most of my clients are like people, elderly people, people,
yeah.
MD this, that. So I don't think I can get any market
there.
on social, on what do you call
Media.
it? Instagram. But the guy opened the account for me.
Okay.
And later he gave me the login details and I started using it.
And today you're
Even for
overflowing
now-
with followers.
Yeah, even for now, I'm not a person that like to post a lot of times because
Okay.
most of my clients that, like the way others do, they do post their clients, but
Yeah.
my clients, I don't think they paid with hard-earned
I
money.
know.
I don't
Yeah.
think
They want to be seen.
they want to be seen.
I get
You
it.
understand? So I keep it,
Yeah.
to myself,
low,
on the low and all that.
Part of why they even come to you is because of the privacy aspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, Instagram works, but for certain places, Facebook, man.
I think
It's-
for me the social media app that is overrated for me is Snapchat. I just can't relate how
Oh, man,
people
that-
are actually
I mean-
maybe because I'm a millennial and I'm proud of it. Yeah, because I seriously can't see myself. Oh, it's always Instagram for me.
Yeah, I mean, Snapchat.
Okay.
Snapchat.
I
I'm
just
dead
can't
though,
relate.
but I just go there to look at things
To
and
look,
just.
See, that is what Instagram is to me.
okay.
Right? Because I don't know. I'm not someone who posts a lot
Okay.
of pictures.
Pictures.
Right? So for someone like me, Instagram, I mean, it's cool.
You
But
just go and watch and come home.
Okay, let's switch
Exactly.
up. Let's switch it up a bit. Let me know what book actually changed your perspective. I'm sure some guys really love to read, but some too, yeah. But I'm sure maybe one way or the other, you've read a book before. What book growing up changed your perspective about everything? Can be about the world, can be how you see the industry you find yourself, anything.
For me, I think the Bible.
Oh, right.
that's a good
That's
answer.
so cute.
Yeah, I mean, because
That's a really good
everything
answer.
is in there.
Yeah.
Because I was reading about Job, and it's like I'm going through a season that
Okay.
the only thing I had, Job is what came into my mind to
Okay.
read again about it,
Okay.
and how he lost everything.
Yeah.
At the beginning, he was like very rich,
Disclaimer, Yenia, sorry.
and and lost everything. That he still kept his faith. He didn't say anything against his creator and all
Creator.
that, and got back on his feet. So it made me understand that there are stages of life.
Okay.
There's always a wind that will blow,
Yeah.
and when it blows, you have to stay firm. Hold on to something, onto the word of God, onto something, and it will. There's nothing that doesn't have an end.
I just wish this should have been our closing line, but I'm blessed. Praise
I
Him.
mean, this is a really good answer.
Very,
actually.
very good.
There's
answer.
nothing that doesn't have an end. So I mean, in every situation, there's an end to it.
Yeah.
So is the book. Sometimes it's difficult to read. We are young guys. We're always chasing after money.
Exactly.
But sometimes just a small word can just ring a bell in your mind and change something.
Today I'll read my Bible. I promise. Gideon.
You know that thing where someone gives a really good answer. And then,
Exactly. Just say, Akili baby.
All right. So other than the Bible, I guess the book that has made an impact. There are quite a number of books, but I'm thinking of one particular book. It's by a Nigerian author, Chinua Achebe.
Okay.
Achebe, I think. Forgive me for the
Achebe,
pronunciation.
Achebe.
Yeah.
You said it
You
right.
said it right.
So it's called Things Fall Apart. If you know the story, it's
Yeah.
about Okonkwo.
Congo, yeah.
Right.
The literature girls. Yeah.
So the whole idea of the story is this man who could not embrace change,
yeah.
right? He was still stuck in the old ways. I mean, the white man had come. There were certain things that they used to do in the past that no longer make sense, was no longer relevant.
Okay.
Right? So this man, deeply rooted in the traditions of the past, was not able to evolve. He wasn't able to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So this is something that stood out to me because sometimes we're all caught up in this,
Yeah.
right? We tend to hold on to the old
Oh,
things, right? The idea of change,
It's very hard.
exactly. But then we have to.
Oma yeninia. Oma yeninia. Okay, let's bring some humor into the room. Can you describe your life with a song?
Listen.
So there to one line, mommy.
Listen.
Ebia, Masem. You say, oh, okay, your song, your life is actually written in Masem. So everyone, tell us your life with a song.
I don't think one song can
Oh, they're breaking it down.
correctly encapsulate
You they give us one that stands out amongst the lot.
DJ Khaled. All I do is win.
Okay. All I do is win, no matter what. Wait, Gen Z is not on
So it's I like to think of life as being in phases or different seasons, right? So for a particular season of my life, that was the theme. All I do is win.
Okay.
For another period of my life was God I beg.
Oh, all right.
So it's
like
seasons.
phases.
But as it stands now, DJ Khaled.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
I can never give it up.
And anytime I step up in the building.
Everybody and go.
And one. Okay. Richard, tell us.
I mean, for me now, just about 2 days ago, I was doing K strings.
Okay.
Rahama. But then I just started doing All Right by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
All right.
You're gonna
That's
be
a
all
Mahira.
right,
Mayra kakra.
Nah.
But I'll come back. Mayra kakra, but I'll come back. Okay, so to wrap up, can you tell us a few things, especially to the youth out there, what it takes to actually stay relevant, what it takes to actually be focused on what you want to be or what you want to do using these emerging technologies that are coming up and the things we see around us. So any advice to the youth for us, everyone who is listening or watching?
I mean, I'm a youth myself, so I'm
Exactly.
keenly listening to it.
I know, right?
As a joke, but yeah. when it comes to staying relevant, I guess my advice would be to be critical of trends,
Yeah. One.
right? Because you don't necessarily have to jump on every trend,
Yeah.
so be critical. Like, think before you get on.
Yeah.
Because if you are in the social media space and you are listening to or reading some of the things that are,
Exactly.
don't jump on every trend.
Exactly.
Yeah, be critical.
Thank you. Be critical. Don't jump on every trend. They may seem good, but they are not good.
Exactly.
Thank you. Richard.
For me, I think you have to be educated in
Okay.
what you're doing and be up to speed on the trend,
Exactly.
and also networking and connecting with people.
Yeah. Very, very
Because
necessary.
it's all about people. Whatever we are doing, it has to do with human beings.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and be truthful.
Yeah.
Be truthful and, treat everybody that comes your way in a nice way, because you don't know who's bringing the next business.
Okay. Treat
So-
everyone that comes your way in a nice way. Okay, it's just right for us to get to know their social media platforms. Then, of course, if you need any advice, you can just hop in their DMs. Ask respectfully. Please, the word is respectfully. So
Respectfully.
please do us the honors of giving us your social media handles.
I mean, for us on Instagram, we're legend_bespoke.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that have, after bringing Legend Bespoke
Exactly.
and, God raising us high, people are
know.
using the name.
I know, yeah, I think
So,
when you type is a lot.
You have to check. It's legend_bespoke.
Bespoke.
But on Facebook, it's Legend Bespoke. And on Twitter, Legend Bespoke and all that.
So legend
X,
underscore
to be specific.
bespoke on Instagram, legend bespoke on Facebook,
Facebook and the same on
and legend
X
bespoke on X
and on Threads.
and on Threads. Yes.
I really forgot about
I
that.
know. Okay, Gideon, please can you give us a social media?
So you're only going to get my X.
Okay.
I didn't say Twitter this time. So it's Kwame0x, and the Kwame is spelled with a V. So KWVME0x.
Pim kakra. Pim kakra. Pim kakra. Okay, this is where we wrap up. Follow us on our YouTube, Enterprise Computing Limited, on our Facebook, Enterprise Computing Limited, on our Instagram, Enterprise Computing Limited, on X, Enterprise Computing Limited. Catch you in another episode. It's a wrap. Bye.